Well, USDA announced a bold plan this week to protect American agriculture from foreign threats. The National Farm Security Action Plan is an effort to keep adversaries like China from scooping up our farms. Senator Roger Marshall of Kansas was in attendance for that announcement this week. He joins us now with an update. Senator, always good to visit with you. Let's start by speaking to the importance of this plan and taking action to keep U.S. ag production protected.
Well, Tammy, it's great to be with you. And for the last several years, we've been trying to scream as loud as we could that China is buying more and more farmland in America. And it's not just the quantity, it's where they're purchasing it. If you can imagine, Whiteman Air Force Base is where those B-2 bombers took off and took out the Iranian nuclear facilities. The Chinese have land purchased next to that base. Same way at Fort Riley. Many of the military bases, the Chinese have purchased property. And beyond that, it's the Chinese owning like a significant part of Smithfield and Brazilian JBS, the meat packing industry as well. So what we announced yesterday, the Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins, who, by the way, is doing an incredible job, is that she's now going to be on CFIUS. This is the Committee on Foreign Land Purchases by Foreign Entities. So she'll be at that level and then trying to decide if someone, China or their proxies, are here trying to buy land in America, that she'll get to decide, is that a national security issue? Bottom line, food security is national security.
It certainly is, and this just drives that point home for sure. Do you think that there could be any retaliatory ripple effects from this initiative?
Well, think about this. You and I, your listeners, we cannot go to China and purchase land. We cannot go to China and make a pork processing plant. So I think it's fair. President Trump talks about fair and reciprocal trade agreements. And by the way, there's a lot that states can do. State governors and their legislature can do this. Already in Arkansas, Governor Huckabee Sanders has actually buying back this land that the Chinese have purchased. So not only she banned future purchases, but she's actually forcing them to sell land as well. Sometimes the states can move a little bit quicker than the federal government can.
Yeah, and it was so important to see you guys there standing behind Secretary Rollins when this announcement was made. Hey, let's switch gears just a little bit, and because another big moment for ag has been the passage of the big, beautiful bill. Talk about what all this holds for our farmers and ranchers.
Tammy, I'm so proud. We did almost a whole farm bill within this reconciliation bill. We allocate $50 billion more for crop insurance, as well as the Title I funding. We increased the reference prices. So we funded that for the next 5 years, and we'll take that off the table as we go forward with the rest of the farm bill. So the crop insurance is the backbone of every farm bill. But beyond that, even more, I think about beyond the reference prices, what we also did, we got the 199A pass through for all those folks, farmers that are part of co-ops. We got that taken care of. Bonus depreciation, writing off interest. All those things are so important to go buy this $1 million combine in today's world. To be able to write that off with bonus depreciation is a big game changer. We doubled the death tax exemption to over $30 million. So we doubled the tax exemption so you don't have to sell a fourth of your farm to pass it on to future generations as well. And don't forget, we got 45Z done in this as well. I think the 45Z market for taking commodities, turning into jet fuel, I think that could be bigger, maybe 4 or 5 times bigger than the entire ethanol industry right now. So huge wins for farmers. So proud of the work we got done.
Lots of positives there in the big, beautiful bill. But you did bring up that there were a few things maybe left out that should be taken care of in the farm bill. So where do we stand with that? Any chance of getting the skinny farm bill moving forward?
I hope so. There's a lot of division up here right now. My friends across the aisle are upset that we went forward with that. And I'm sorry, we gave them every chance a year or two to get it finished. I wish we could, but I hope so. I think even next week, we're going to be working with Secretary Kennedy and Rollins and talking about soil health, and love to come back and talk about that. And part of that improving soil health is going to cost money. If you want to go to regenerative agriculture, your first year or two, your crop, maybe your production goes down. So we're trying to work on a farm bill, especially the conservation component. There's great opportunity there, and we'll hopefully sort it out this fall.
Yeah, hopefully we can get that done. That's U.S. Senator Roger Marshall of Kansas. We sure do appreciate you joining us today.